behalf of Roundtable India, on behalf of Area 8, on behalf of Roundtable India Area 8, I would like to welcome all the doctors, panelists, all the leading clubs, their dignitaries, roundtablers, in the webinar Bursting Myths on Plasma Donation. As we all know, donation of plasma has become the need of the hour, and we need people who have gotten themselves cured from COVID. We need them to come ahead and donate the plasma so that the treatment can be done to the patients. I would request Tabler Kushal Bhargav, the chairperson, Area 8, Roundtable India, to please come on board and introduce the guests. Over to you, Kushal.
Thank you, Dhaval. Friends, thank you very much that you people have joined us, and it is a great thought and a great initiative that both 45 as well as 196 have taken, and we have guests from all over India. And thank you very much, all the panelists, especially Dhoon and Blood Connect, for supporting us. This is the one of the most burning topics in this current times, and as youngsters, as young pillars of the society, we think that this is a duty and the need of the hour that we all should come together and motivate people to donate their plasma and help people to recover, and so that the nation can get healthy, our society can get healthy, and we can, as soon as possible, we can get rid of this COVID thing and we get back to normal. I know that plasma trials are also under, in trial phases, and more about this plasma drive, the plasma therapy. We have learned doctors with us who has consented to be part of this wonderful, initiative that we have planned today. On behalf of Roundtable India, I would also like to thank all the media personals, Big FM, Amar Jala, Dainik Jagran, to be part of us and carry forward. And they have agreed to spread the word of this plasma therapy more and more through their channel. Was very happy, and even friends got goosebumps when I floated this particular event info on many groups. In the morning itself, I got a call from one of the local blood banks that we have 4 ready donors who can help in Lucknow and other part of the cities of Uttar Pradesh and India. So this enthusiasm of building up the COVID survivors who are willing to give back to society is commendable. So thank you very much that you all have come and give your valuable time and listen to these panelists about this plasma drive. And most probably on 10th, all our friends would be on street with the stickers on of plasma on our cars, and we'll be doing a drive in our own cities of 14 to 15 cities. So best wishes over to the moderator, over to Dhaval and Abhishek. Best wishes, and I hope that everyone will take something or the other from this, and at least a spark of motivation to the family and the friends would help your contribution in a long way. Please continue, Dhaval, with the panelist. Bharat, you are mute. Sorry, Dhaval, you are mute.
I would like to welcome Dr. Alok Bharadwaj, President, IMA Banaras, Mr. Anurag Rathi, President, Maheshwari Club, Mr. Gaurav Das, Director, the Banaras Club Limited, Mr. Ishan Tulsian, Ex-President, Marwadi Yuva Manch, Kashi Shiva, and Dr. Ashutosh Agrawal, Ex-District Deputy Governor of Rotary. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for showing the support by getting all the members of your respective organizations to attend this webinar and spread the awareness regarding this much awaited, much needed cause. I would now like to call upon Dr. Abhinav Agrawal, Tabler Dr. Abhinav Agrawal from Varanasi Roundtable 196, to take over by introducing all the doctors, panelists, and take the session ahead. Over to you, Dr. Abhinav.
Thank you, Dhaval. Myself, Dr. Abhinav Agarwal. I am an orthopedic surgeon. I am based at Varanasi. I am also a tabler. When I heard that this initiative has to be taken up, I stood up. I said, "No, this is the need of the hour, and this message should reach the public." And in that only we decided to take a number of panelists. We thought that let the experts take this discussion forward. Let's ask them what is the thing. And there are a lot of myths around, a lot of misconceptions in the public's mind regarding this plasma donation thing. After a person has recovered, वो उस phase से निकल के आया है that the patient is already overwhelmed and he doesn't want to do anything, he doesn't want to go anywhere else. So we wanted to take out this myth out of them that plasma donation is nothing. It's very simple procedure, and it is actually helping. Though still, I'd say ki in the experimental phase, but still, it is very much helpful. And we have got a small PowerPoint made. We've got a very learned speaker with us. We've got Dr. Shailja Shankar Behra. He's
not audible.
Please mute everyone. Prateek, please mute everyone. Yeah, thank you. So we've got Dr. Shailja Shankar Behra with us. He did his MBBS from Cuttack. He did his MD and PDCC in critical care from BHU, IMS BHU. He did his postdoctoral fellowship in neurocritical care from NIMHANS, Bangalore. He did his DM in critical care from AIIMS, New Delhi. And he was the assistant professor at Homi Bhabha Cancer Hospital, Varanasi. And he's currently the chief consultant and ICU in charge and the COVID in charge at and the nodal officer also at Apex Super Speciality Hospital, which is a level 2 and level 3 COVID hospital at Varanasi. We've got Dr. Lalit Kumar with us. He's a senior consultant physician. He's practicing in South Delhi for over 35 years now. He graduated from Maulana Azad Medical College at Delhi and also did his MD in medicine from there. He's a consultant with National Heart Institute and visiting consultant in medicine at the Apollo Hospital, New Delhi. Dr. Ranjana Kumar is also with us. She's an alumnus of the prestigious Lady Harding Medical College at New Delhi itself. And she did her MD in Obs and Gynae from there itself. She is a Corona warrior and a Corona Vijeta, as we say. And she received plasma therapy. So we will have a first-hand experience from her in the discussion that we'll have. We have Dr. Sandeep Kumar with us. He's a professor in Department of Pathology, and he's a professor in charge of the blood bank at SSH IMS BHU. And his area of specialization is hematopathology, and he's got various publications, both national and international, with him. And he's a life member of Indian Society of Hematology and Blood Transfusion. We also have Dr. Alok Bharadwaj. He's the president of IMA Banaras branch, and he'll be sharing his views as well. And we've got Dr. Dewshankar Patel also with us. So he's a consultant and consultant and critical care medicine. He's based at Delhi and at Fortis Hospital, Flight Lieutenant Rajan Dhal Hospital at Vasant Kunj, New Delhi. So he's also taking care of all the COVID patients there, all the critical patients over there. So we've got an entire team of very highly specialized and very elite panelists with us and speakers, and we intend to take out maximum benefit from them. So in this continuation, I'd like to invite Dr. S.S. Behra. He's got a small presentation made regarding what is plasma and all the details. So Dr. Behra, please share your screen and kindly start your presentation. Over to you, Dr. Behra.
Thank you, Dr. Abhinav. Good evening, everybody. And first of all, let me thank Dr. Abhinav Agarwal and the organization Roundtable India, Area 8, for organizing this webinar and giving me an opportunity to speak in this forum. So I will be speaking for about just 10 minutes. I will be telling about briefly about COVID-19, what is plasma therapy, who can donate plasma, and I will bust some myths about plasma therapy. That's the motto of this short presentation. So the outline is, first I will tell about COVID-19 brief introduction, and then about the convalescent plasma therapy. What is convalescent plasma? What are the criteria for donation? What is the timing of convalescent plasma therapy? And what are the preferable matched blood groups? So as we know, COVID-19, so COVID-19 stands for Coronavirus Disease 2019. As we know, at the end of 2019, novel coronavirus was identified as a cause of a cluster of pneumonia cases in Wuhan, a city of Hubei province of China. In February 2020, the WHO designated the disease as COVID-19, that is Coronavirus Disease 2019. And this is the disease, and the virus that causes is called as SARS-CoV-2, that is Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2. So if we go to the spectrum of disease, there are basically three spectrums. Most of the patients will have mild infections, mild or very mild infections. 80% will recover on their own. We don't have to do anything. Around 15% will have severe disease. They will have hypoxia. There will be lung involvement in CT finding, in X-ray finding, in the imaging we can see. And about 5% of the patients will land up in ICU, that is in critical stages, with respiratory failure, shock, and multi-organ dysfunction. So if we see the mortality of India, and as of now, if we see today, almost there are more than 41 lakh cases in India, and out of which more than 71,000 deaths has happened, and almost 31 lakh patients have recovered. And if we see the mortality based on per million population, India has one of the lowest mortality, because India is densely populated, that's why. But if we see overall, the mortality is also high in India. But if we see overall case fatality is 2.3% the whole world, but in India it is 1.76. We should not get flattered by this. Because of the population, it is low. So what are the risk factors for severe disease? Patients with cardiovascular disease, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, chronic lung disease, cancer, CKD patients, obese patients, patients who smoke, these patients are at very high risk of getting severe illness. That is, they can get into the 20%, not in the 20% part of the disease. And if we go to the symptoms for basic layman, like there will be in 50% patient, there will be cough. Cough is the most common symptom. Fever is present only in about 40% of patients, and myalgia in around 35% of patients, 36, headache in around 34%, breathlessness is there in around 29%, sore throat 20%, diarrhea is present in around 1/5 of patients, nausea, vomiting is present in around 12% of patients, and loss of smell or taste, abdominal pain, rhinorrhea in fewer than 10% each. So if we see, cough is the most common presentation: cough, fever, myalgia, and headache. And what are the severe complications? We will get respiratory failure, we will get cardiac and cardiovascular complications, thromboembolic complications, inflammatory and secondary infections like sepsis. So if we see the recovery, according to WHO, the recovery time is around 2 weeks for mild infections and 3 to 6 weeks for severe disease, based on early data from China. However, the recovery course is variable and depends on age and pre-existing comorbidities in addition to illness severity. Now coming to convalescent plasma therapy. So what is plasma? Plasma is a clear straw-colored liquid portion of blood that remains after red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and other cellular components are removed. It constitutes 55% of whole blood and contains mainly water. 90% of it is water, then salts, enzymes, antibodies, and other proteins. So what is convalescent plasma? COVID-19 convalescent plasma is a human plasma collected by registered blood establishments from individuals whose plasma contains anti-SARS-CoV-2 antibodies and who meet all donor eligibility requirements and are qualified. So when was its use started? Convalescent plasma therapy is not a new thing. It has been used since hundreds of years back. It has been used in post-exposure prophylaxis as well as treatment for drivers in infectious disease, notably in times of outbreaks like polio and pandemics like Spanish flu and now COVID-19. So it is not a new thing. It's a very old thing. But of this new emergency pandemic, we are using it again. So other example of convalescent plasma therapy use is also include rabies, hepatitis B, measles, influenza, Ebola, and other hemorrhagic fevers. So results from small case series during the prior this Middle East respiratory syndrome and SARS coronavirus outbreak suggested that convalescent plasma is safe and may confer clinical benefits, including faster viral clearance, particularly when administered early in the disease course. So coming to donor criteria, who can donate? The potential donors must have an documented SARS-CoV-2 infection, either nasopharyngeal swab positivity or serologic positivity. Must be more than 18 years of age with weight more than 50 kilo. They should be symptom free for at least 14 days and physical examination of donor to establish good health, including absence of fever and respiratory symptoms. These are all the criteria for blood donations also, except they should have antibody titers for COVID. So who can donate? And if plasma is collected prior to 28 days after full recovery from illness, then confirmation of resolution of infection should be obtained through demonstration of two non-reactive nucleic acid tests for SARS-CoV-2 performed at an interval of at least 24 hours of nasopharyngeal swabs. So we can get donors who have at least crossed 28 days, means 1 month, means 1 month disease free. So this is a very lot of people ask about this. Which blood group we can give? So if a patient blood group is A positive or A negative, he can get A positive, A negative, AB positive, and AB negative blood groups, compatible plasma. If the patient's blood group is B positive or B negative, he is eligible to get B positive, B negative, AB positive, and AB negative group. But AB positive has fewer compatible plasma. AB positive or AB negative group can only get AB positive or AB negative. And O positive and O negative, they are just like universal acceptors. They can get O positive, O negative, A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative. So they are O blood group means they are universal acceptors, but AB means they can get only AB. So what is the dose? Initially we give in a Ellicott of 200 ml, followed by 1 or 2 additional doses of 200 ml according to disease severity and tolerance of the tolerance of infusion. So what are the side effects? Side effects for the patient. Side effect is same as for normal blood transfusion. Like patient can have transfusion transmitted infection. It is very rare because all the blood and plasma are tested for this. Allergic reactions that can happen, transfusion related acute lung injury, cardiovascular overload, hemolytic reactions, and hypothermia. These are all common side effects of blood transfusions. And how long this plasma can be stored? So as now we have also heard of plasma banking, means convalescent plasma is being banked in many places in all over India. So how it is, if a means convalescent plasma is taken and stored and frozen at -18 or less, then it can be kept for at least 1 year from the date of collection. And once it is thawed, plasma is it becomes ice if it is frozen. So once it is thawed means when it is liquefied, it can be refrigerated for up to 5 days prior to patient at transfusion. So what are the benefits? The potential benefits of COVID-19 convalescent plasma therapy could include improvement in symptoms, reduced need for supplemental oxygen and mechanical ventilation, and we've also seen reduced mortality. What are the risks? The theoretical risk is that antibody administration may attenuate the immune response and make patients more susceptible to reinfection. But this is a theoretical risk. we have not seen as such happening. So if we consider the risk benefit assessment based on the totality of scientific evidence available at this time, the known and potential benefits of COVID-19 convalescent plasma outweighs the known and potential risk. So we should go for convalescent plasma therapy. It is an experimental therapy, but we should try whenever it is required. So the major question of the donor is, and the major myth is the immunity of the donor decreases after plasma donation. The immunity of the donor never decreases after plasma donation. And how many times a person can donate plasma? This also you will estimate once in every 15 days. Even in US and European countries, they have recommended once every 7 days they can donate, once a week. And donated plasma gets replenished within 24 to 48 hours. So if a person donates plasma, he gets the blood volume and his plasma gets replenished within 1 to 2 days only. How much plasma is taken in each donation? So it's around, if we take the average, it is around 200 to 600 ml, but average is around 400 ml. So after one donation, we can use the plasma twice because we use in aliquots of 200 ml. Males have around 26 ml per kg extra blood. That is 50 kg man has around 1300 ml extra blood. Females have around 16 ml per kg extra blood. That is a 50 kg women will have around 800 ml extra blood. So if we give plasma, nothing will happen. No dehydration, no anemia. If the patient, if the donor is fit to donate plasma, nothing will happen. He has to just get rehydrated before transfusion, and after transfusion also he has to drink some water, some energy drinks or some juice. Everything will be fine, nothing will happen. So donation of plasma or blood will not lead to any anemia or dehydration. We come to use in special population. Special population means pediatrics, geriatrics, pregnancy and nursing mother. In these people, this is purely based on the clinician's judgment because it is an experimental therapy, and in this population, on the clinical judgment of the doctor, we can use it based on clinical scenario. So coming to take home message, plasma donation is very safe and does not decrease the immunity of the donor. It is a noble thing to do and a great gesture as a corona warrior. So it's a humble request to the donors and whoever has been cured from this COVID-19, please come forward and donate plasma and help people who are already suffering from this COVID-19 in this pandemic.
Thank you, Dr. Bera.
Thank you, Dr. Bera. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful talk. I think most of the points that I was supposed to ask you guys have already been covered. So anyhow, so we will continue the discussion. It was a fantastic talk. Thank you so much. All the panelists. Now I'd like to invite all the panelists. We've got a wonderful set of panelists here. Dr. Sandeep Kumar, Dr. Bera, Dr. Devshankar Patel, Dr. Ranjana Kumar, Dr. Lalit Kumar. I'd like to ask a few questions, and I request all the people who are participating. There are a lot of questions that must have generated in your minds regarding
Dr.
plasma
Bera, can you
therapy.
stop screen sharing, please?
So a lot of questions must have come to your minds, all the people who have been listening to this wonderful talk. So what I would request you all is to please, there's a chat box in the Zoom. If you have any questions, please type it down, and we will be asking the questions to all the panelists, learned panelists here, and we'll try to resolve all the queries. So I'd like to begin with my few queries. Dr. Sandeep Kumar, he's the head of the blood bank at BHU, IMS BHU. Dr. Sandeep, are you there? Dr. Sandeep Kumar. Dr. Sandeep Kumar?
Yes.
You're there, okay. So Dr. Sandeep sir, so
Yes,
what
sir.
exactly is plasma? We all know that during blood donation, we take out of a certain amount of blood from the body. But what exactly is plasma out of it? Just a brief about plasma. Can you please give a brief about it?
So, first thing, I thank you, the organizer, to organize this type of gathering amongst that include the professionals and non-professionals persons also. So here the audience is purely a doctor, or we have to use our language in English or Hindi.
So we are a group of, this is a purely non-medical group, and both Hindi and English are very much welcome. So you can be comfortable in whichever language. आप जिसमें बोलना चाहें उसमें बोल सकते हैं सर. पेशेंट को समझ में आना चाहिए सर, जैसे पेशेंट को समझाते हैं.
So plasma is a fluid portion of blood, or you can say liquid portion. एक जनरल वर्ड में हम लोग लोगों को ये समझाते हैं कि जो आपका ब्लड है उसमें जो लिक्विड है और फ्लूइड पोर्शन है ब्लड का, वही प्लाज्मा. और अगर इसमें से आरबीसी को आप निकाल दें, डब्ल्यूबीसी को निकाल दें, प्लेटलेट्स को निकाल दें, ये तीनों को निकाल देते हैं, तो जो बचता है फ्लूइड पोर्शन वो आपका प्लाज्मा हो जाता है. और इस प्लाज्मा में एंटीबॉडीज होते हैं, इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स होते हैं, और भी तरह तरह के केमिकल्स होते हैं जो इसमें पड़े होते हैं, जो कि हमारे बॉडी में यूटिलाइज होते हैं, या तो इम्यूनिटी पर्पस के लिए, या ये कैरी कर रहे होते हैं जो कि वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट होते हैं एक जगह से दूसरी जगह. एनीथिंग?
नहीं सर, थैंक यू सर, डॉक्टर संदीप सर. डॉक्टर देवशंकर पटेल सर, यू आर हियर? Okay, so we hear a lot about immunity. What is active immunity and what is passive immunity? We'll come to it. इसके बारे में briefly कुछ आप बता सकते हैं डॉक्टर पटेल regarding passive immunity? What is passive immunity? Dr. Devshankar Patel, you are here? Dr. Devshankar
Hello.
Patel,
Am I audible?
you are here? Yes, please.
So active immunity is immunity when you when your body is producing immunity against certain infection, like
Right.
okay. And passive immunity is like when you have been provided immunity from outside, like plasma transfusion.
Will vaccinations also come into that, sir?
Yes,
Vaccinations that we receive. Polio के लिए, इसके लिए.
vaccination is not passive immunity; it's a immunity inducer.
Okay. So vaccination basically induces the immunity in the body, so that it induces कि हाँ body produces antibody against the disease itself, right?
Yes. So it's an active process.
Very true. Very nice. So what's it all about, that antibody titer test that we all recently seeing? We know about the antibody titer test, various results that we come, IgG, IgM, all these terms have come up recently and काफी fashion में आ गए हैं. Every person is talking about them. Can you briefly interpret about that regarding a common person के लिए कैसा समझ में आएगा?
Sir, antibody titer जो होता है, this is like antibody level है, उसकी concentration कितनी है body में?
Right.
That indirectly suggests to the immunity it will provide to the person. Like if we are screening a donor, there have been reports that donor with a higher concentration of antibody, COVID-19 antibody, is superior for the patient. Although there is no strong evidence, there is no large RCT. So you can think in that term, the thing we are searching for, like antibody against the COVID, is more in a particular blood. So we will say the antibody titer is high.
Right.
When we say titer, that means it can utilize a larger amount of antigen.
So what we can understand is, like, if antibody titer is high, we can understand it in a way that that person has developed a very good immunity against the virus, a very large number of antibodies, and even for that if the antibody titer is large, he or she can easily donate the antibody to another person to initiate an active, a passive immunity in the person receiving the plasma.
Yes, and it should be in direct suggestion that this is going to help in viral clearance.
Absolutely. So the larger number of antibody titer, the better the immunity of the person, the better reaction of the body is there
Yes.
against the virus.
The higher the titer, the higher the antibody concentration.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much. Dr. Behra,
Yes, sir.
so you mentioned something about how the plasma is helping the patients. So can you describe it more, like plasma actually help? How does it help? Like if a plasma, we say that antibody has been given or plasma has been given, what does it actually do to the patient, to the COVID patient right now?
See, COVID is a viral disease. So in this COVID, initially there is a viremia phase. Like first 7 to 10 days there is viremia. Then उसके बाद जो होता है that is a cytokine storm.
Viremia, what do you mean by viremia?
Viremia means in the blood
में बताइए मुझे.
concentration
I'm
of
not a
virus.
doctor, don't worry.
हाँ,
Don't consider me as a doctor. बोलिए. Consider me as a layman. Go ahead.
Viremia means anything that is virus in blood is viremia. Means the concentration of virus, the viral replication जो वायरस जो मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं हमारे बॉडी में, तो वो बढ़ते जाता है, वो ब्लड में उसका कंसंट्रेशन बहुत बढ़ते जाता है. तो उसका इनिशियली 7 से 10 डेज के अंदर उसका फीचर सब आता है. जो इनिशियली वायरेमिया होता है, जो उसको पेशेंट को फीवर होता है, माइल्जिया होता है, डायरिया होता है, फिर और सारा लॉस ऑफ स्मेल, लॉस ऑफ टेस्ट, सब ये सब इनिशियली 7 to 10 डेज में होता है. नॉर्मली डे 8 से डे 9 में पीक रेस्पिरेटरी सिम्टम्स आते हैं. नॉर्मल कोई भी एक अगर देखेंगे तो 8th से 9th डे में उसको पीक रेस्पिरेटरी डिस्ट्रेस. और जो पेशेंट को कोमॉर्बिडिटी होता है वो सीवियर डिजीज की तरफ जाता है. मतलब उसको सीवियर ARDS, मतलब लंग का पूरा ऑलमोस्ट 80% 90% लंग इन्वॉल्व हो जाना ARDS में चले जाता है, या सीवियर निमोनिया में जाता है, या मल्टी ऑर्गन फेलियर में जाता है. तो वो कुछ पेशेंट होते हैं, ऑलमोस्ट आपने बोला था जैसे ऑलमोस्ट 20%, मतलब उसमें से 5% क्रिटिकल में जाता है. तो इनिशियली अगर ये जो हमारा प्लाज्मा थेरेपी है, जो वेस्टर्न डाटा जो भी है, वो इनिशियली इफ वी गिव देम इन द इनिशियल फेजेस, जब वायरस रेप्लिकेशन होते रहता है, मतलब रेप्लिकेशन मतलब वायरल का लोड जब बॉडी में ज्यादा होता है, उस टाइम में अगर, क्योंकि उस टाइम में हमारा एंटीबॉडी बना नहीं होता है, हमारा
जब वायरस खुद को रिप्रोड्यूस करके शरीर में एस्टैब्लिश कर रहा है,
करते रहता है,
उस वक्त अगर हम उसको अटैक करें एंटीबॉडी से,
एंटीबॉडी
बेस्ट वे ऑफ डूइंग
दैट इज द बेस्ट वे इनिशियल. हाँ, so
the right timing, if I'm not wrong, plasma therapy की timing बहुत important होती है. If given at the right time, then only it can save the patient. अगर late होता है, then it holds no value. So timing of the plasma therapy is very very important, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. So in which patients we give plasma, हमें अगर पेशेंट को जिसका सोच लीजिए, हम लोग कुछ लेबोरेटरी डाटाज भी हमारे पास कुछ रहता है, पेशेंट का कुछ रिस्क फैक्टर भी रहता है, पेशेंट डायबिटिक है, हाइपरटेंसिव है, CKD का पेशेंट है, या ओबीज है, स्मोकर है, उसमें रिस्क ज्यादा है कि वो पेशेंट को सीवियर डिजीज होने का रिस्क ज्यादा है. या हम लोग कुछ लेबोरेटरी टेस्ट कराते हैं, जैसे इंटरल्यूकिन 6 कराते हैं, डी डाइमर कराते हैं, फेरिटीन कराते हैं, LDH कराते हैं. इसका कंसंट्रेशन मतलब लेवल बहुत ज्यादा हाई है, इनिशियल फेजेस में ही, वायरेमिया फेजेस में ही आ रहा है हमारा. तब मतलब ये इनका बहुत डिजीज प्रोग्रेशन का रिस्क बहुत ज्यादा है. इन पेशेंट में हम लोग फर्स्ट इनिशियली ही जब वायरेमिया स्टेज मतलब इनिशियल स्टेजेस होता है, हमको प्लाज्मा दे देना चाहिए. लेट में अगर देते हैं तो ऑलरेडी उसको वायरेमिया स्टेजेस खत्म हो जाता है, वायरस रेप्लिकेशन 7 to 10 डेज में खत्म हो जाता है. उसके बाद हमारा वो साइटोकाइन स्टॉर्म वाला फेज आता है. लेट स्टेजेस में थोड़ा उसका इफेक्ट कम है. तो जो भी अभी तक हमारा डाटा है, मतलब चाइना का चाइनीज डाटा है, या अमेरिकन या UK का बड़े बड़े जो जितने भी डाटा है उनका, रैंडमाइज्ड कंट्रोल ट्रायल तो वैसे कुछ नहीं है, जो भी ऑब्जर्वेशनल स्टडीज हैं या जैसे डाटा है, उसमें देखा गया है कि इनिशियली हम देंगे तो इट हैज बेटर रिजल्ट्स. बट इसमें भी रेकमेंडेड है, कोई पेशेंट अगर वेंटिलेटर में जा रहा है या उसका ऑक्सीजन डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है, तो भी हम लोग, सिंस इट इज एन एक्सपेरिमेंटल थेरेपी, तो हम लोग उनको ट्राई करते हैं, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव एनी वेपन अगेंस्ट दिस COVID-19. हमारे पास कुछ ऐसे कुछ अलग से इलाज कुछ है नहीं. वही 2-3 एंटीवायरल, रेमडेसिविर, फेविपिराविर, स्टीरॉयड और लो मॉलिक्यूलर वेट हेपरिन, इसके अलावा हमारे पास कुछ है नहीं. सो वी ट्राई टू यूज इन ऑल पेशेंट्स, बट द बेस्ट टाइम टू आइडेंटिफाई द हाई रिस्क पेशेंट जो रिस्क में है सीवियर डिजीज होने का, एंड उसको जल्दी दे देने का है प्लाज्मा. वही
वेरी
हमारा.
ट्रू, वेरी ट्रू. इफ आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, इसको टाइम पे अगर देंगे हम लोग, दैट इज वाई अगर बीमारी बढ़ जा रही है उसके बाद अगर हम इसके ऊपर सोचेंगे, जो आजकल कॉमनली हो रहा है कि पीपल आर गेटिंग एडमिटेड and coming to the hospital quite late. They're
Yes,
trying to
yes.
stay at home.
Hmm.
They are trying to see कि नहीं कुछ better हो जाएगा.
Yes.
This is only a mild symptom. So what I gather and what we recommend as doctors is कि whenever you are having symptoms, whenever आपका saturation deteriorate कर रहा है, whenever आपको breathing difficulties हो रही हैं, don't postpone your hospital visit. You should go to the hospital immediately. मतलब it is not necessary that you have to get admitted only. But yes, let the doctor decide what exactly is the best therapy, best treatment possible at that point of time for you. Because plasma therapy can save life only if it is given at the right time.
Right time.
If given late, it is not a magical therapy कि आप कभी भी दे दो तो आदमी बच जाएगा. If given at the right time, then definitely it has a role which can save the patient. Thank you, Dr. Behra. I'll come back to Dr. Sandeep Kumar. सर ये प्लाज्मा डोनेशन के बारे में, प्रोसीजर के बारे में, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा आप बताएं कि हाउ वी डू इट, लाइक व्हाइल डूइंग अ ब्लड डोनेशन वी सी दैट लगती है, नली लग जाती है एंड कंप्लीट ब्लड निकाल करके उसको डोनेट कर दिया जाता है. प्लाज्मा स्पेसिफिक डोनेशन, इज देयर समथिंग डिफरेंट प्रोसीजर कि हम लोग एंटायर ब्लड इसमें से निकालते हैं? कैन यू प्लीज एलैबोरेट?
So the plasma donation is different. There are two way to collect the plasma. One, after taking whole blood, means we are हम लोग एक ब्लड यूनिट किसी डोनर से लिए, वॉलंटरी डोनर से, और उसमें कंपोनेंट सेपरेशन किए, उसमें आरबीसी, प्लेटलेट्स एंड प्लाज्मा बनाकर उसे रखेंगे. दूसरा मेथड होता है, वो होता है प्लाज्मा अफरेसिस, लाइक एसडीपी जो हम लोग करते हैं, सिंगल डोनर प्लेटलेट जैसे करते हैं, उसी तरह से इसमें भी एफरेसिस होती है, प्लाज्मा एफरेसिस. तो इसमें कुछ क्वालिफाइंग क्राइटेरिया है. एक क्राइटेरिया जो नॉर्मल ब्लड डोनेशन में क्राइटेरिया लगते हैं, वॉलंटरी ब्लड डोनेशन में वो सारे क्राइटेरिया होते हैं. उसके अलावा यहाँ पे हम लोग सबसे ज्यादा इंफोसिस देते हैं कि वेट यहाँ पेशेंट का थोड़ा बढ़ जाता है, क्योंकि हमें वॉल्यूम उसका लेना है 400 to 450 ml. तो जो पेशेंट का वेट होता है वो 55 kg से ज्यादा होना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट थिंग होता है वो हम लोग देखते हैं एंटीबॉडी, कोविड एंटीबॉडी का टाइट्रेशन और काले आप यूनिट्स. तो एक जो टाइट्रेशन हम लोग सब लोग बोल रहे हैं, तो अभी जो है एक ICMR का गाइडलाइन है हमारे इंडिया में, दूसरा एक ऑफ लेवल जो कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर का गाइडलाइन है. ICMR की गाइडलाइन कहती है कि इसका टाइट्रेशन 1:1024 होना चाहिए. तो ये क्या है 1:1024? मतलब जैसे हम कोई सपोज 1 ml ब्लड लिए, प्लाज्मा लिए, सीरम लिए, कुछ भी लिए, तो सीरम लेकर के हम उसमें एस्टिमेट किए कि इसमें कितना एंटीबॉडी है. अब उसको हम लोग डाइल्यूट करते हैं, डबलिंग डाइल्यूशन. तो वो हम लोग जाते हैं और लास्ट जो 1:1024 डाइल्यूशन के बाद हम उसमें टेस्ट करते हैं, उसमें उसका एंटीबॉडी है कि नहीं. अगर वहां तक है, दैट मीन्स ये जो डोनर है, इस डोनर में सफिशिएंट क्वांटिटी ऑफ एंटीबॉडी है और मैं इसको डोनर के जैसा यूज कर सकते हैं. दूसरी चीज एक होती है कि हम लोग एक डोनर में एक इरेगुलर एंटीबॉडीज का भी स्क्रीनिंग करते हैं, क्योंकि प्लाज्मा में बहुत सारे प्रोटीन्स होते हैं, एंटीबॉडी होते हैं जो कि हार्मफुल हो सकते हैं या अगर हम इसको ट्रांसफ्यूज करेंगे तो वो इरेगुलर एंटीबॉडीज की भी हम लोग स्क्रीनिंग करते हैं. अगर वो निगेटिव है देन इट इज गुड. अगर डोनर में वो एंटीबॉडी पॉजिटिव है, तो अगर यहाँ एंटीबॉडी, कोविड एंटीबॉडी अच्छा होने के बाद भी ये देने लायक नहीं है किसी में भी, क्योंकि अगर हम किसी रेसिपिएंट को ये देंगे तो वहां जाकर वो रिएक्शन भी कर सकता है. अब जहां तक बेहरा साहब ने अच्छे से इसे बताया ट्रांसफ्यूजन के लिए, मैं उसमें एक चीज करेक्शन करना चाहूंगा कि अगर आप ब्लड बैंक से प्लाज्मा इशू करवाने जाते हो और ब्लड बैंक वो कन्वालेसेंट प्लाज्मा इशू करता है थॉइंग के बाद, तो इसकी यूज 4 आवर्स के अंदर में हो जाना चाहिए। क्योंकि प्लाज्मा एक ऐसा बॉडी प्रोडक्ट है जो कि गुड कल्चर मीडियम है और वहाँ कोई भी इंफेक्शियस एजेंट ग्रो कर सकता है, और अगर आप डिलेड उसको रखकर ट्रांसफ्यूज करोगे तो पेशेंट में इंफेक्शन होने की चांसेस बढ़ सकती है। तो अगर हम ब्लड बैंक से इशू करवाते हैं तो हम लोग तो यहाँ जो प्रोटोकॉल रखे हुए हैं कि यहाँ इशू करते हैं फोन कर कर कि आप 2 घंटे के अंदर इसको ट्रांसफ्यूज करोगे कि नहीं। अगर बोलते हैं कि नहीं करेंगे तो हम बोले जब 2 घंटे के अंदर ट्रांसफ्यूज करोगे तो आप यहाँ से ले जाना। तो हम लोग मैक्सिमम 400 आवर्स तक परमिट करते हैं, इसको 4 आवर्स के अंदर ट्रांसफ्यूज कर देना चाहिए।
Right, Dr.
Anything?
Sandeep. A question to Dr. Lalit Kumar. Dr. Lalit, are you there? Dr. Lalit?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, hi. So, a question has come up from the audience, Mr. Sushil Kumar Bhagat. I'm sorry, just a minute. Just a minute. So the question is, after how many days of recovery from fever do you qualify for plasma donation?
Well, as Dr. Behra has already spoken, 28 days.
Right.
When you have recovered fully, 28 days after that. But if you are in a hurry, then you can do it after 14 days. But then you will have to do the NATCH test on 2 consecutive occasions, which are 24 hours spread apart by 24 hours. If you can do that test, then it is negative, then you can donate after 14.
So what? So a safe, if you consider a safe margin, you say after 28 days.
28 days is safe.
relatively is safe for everyone. Okay.
Yeah,
So to donate a plasma.
you don't need to get any test done. Only thing is that you
Right,
should be
sir.
COVID positive. You should have a history of COVID positivity, and you should have recovered, and it should be 28 days after that.
So even for mildly symptomatic or an asymptomatic person who has tested positive for COVID, can he also be a potential donor for plasma?
No, you will have to check his antibody titer. You see,
Okay.
because in every patient, antibody titer is also measured, and only if it is beyond 15, I guess, that the person is selected for donation. If someone has had a very mild infection, he is unlikely to have a very high antibody titer. He may not be, he may not be a good candidate for donation. But you never
So-
know. A person who is asymptomatic, maybe he has a very good immune system, and he may have a higher antibody titer.
Right, sir. So it doesn't matter whether you are asymptomatic or whether you had a very good amount of symptoms. It's the antibody titer that you need to measure to consider you as a candidate for plasma donor or not. Right, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Okay.
Along with the other, parameters like HCV, HIV, HBsAg negativity,
Yes.
which we normally do for all blood transfusions.
Absolutely.
And
So
also RT-PCR negativity has to be established.
Right. So one very common things that come to any donor's mind कि डोनर को कोई इफेक्ट तो नहीं पड़ेगा भाई, उनके दिमाग में तो ये आ रहा है कि भाई हमारे बॉडी में से तो एंटीबॉडी निकाल दिया, हमारी तो इम्यूनिटी कम हो गई सर, दूसरे को तो बचा लेंगे, हम तो चले जाएंगे। इसके बारे में क्या कहेंगे सर?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है। जैसे ब्लड डोनेशन करने के बाद में भी आपको कोई कमजोरी या कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है, वैसे ही प्लाज्मा डोनेशन के करने के बाद भी कोई प्रॉब्लम, कोई कमजोरी, किसी किस्म की कमी आपको महसूस नहीं होती है, बल्कि आपके अंदर तो एक अच्छी फीलिंग आएगी कि आपने किसी 2 व्यक्तियों की जान बचाने में मदद करी। और सिंस आप उस प्रॉब्लम के थ्रू जा चुके हैं और आप सरवाइव कर गए हैं, तो आपका आप एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते हैं कि दूसरों की कितनी खुशी होगी।
एब्सोल्युटली सर। तो ये बात समझने वाली चीज है कि आपके अंदर से अगर हम प्लाज्मा निकाल रहे हैं जिसमें कि एंटीबॉडीज हैं, तो ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होना है कि आपके अंदर से एंटीबॉडी कम हो जाएंगी, ये बिल्कुल भी नहीं होना है। बॉडी दोबारा से इमीडिएटली बना लेगी, आपकी इम्यूनिटी बिल्कुल कम नहीं होगी।
COVID or anything else after donating, because God is great he keeps on generating these antibodies, you know, in your body. So
Right,
our
sir.
body systems are like that, that whatever is taken out, it gets replaced very quickly.
Right, sir. And the risk of reinfection, लोगों को ये भी लगता है कि मुझे कहीं reinfection ना हो जाए अगर मैं plasma donate करूं तो what is it?
There is, otherwise, even if you don't donate plasma, you can get reinfected. There are odd cases of people getting reinfected, but that is 1 in a million or 1 in, I don't know, the figures are not there. But
Right.
anyone who donates plasma there is no study available that they become prone to catching COVID infection. No. Or any other infection for that matter.
Very true, sir.
Abhinav, if you just allow me, there are 2-3 common questions which are coming on Facebook. So there are very small 2 questions. You take decision to whom to ask. First is that many many state governments are not supporting this plasma therapy. So why not central government is taking up this, accepting that if plasma therapy is, one of the best therapies in current times, so why the central government is not taking? A question. The B is that this plasma, if one person gives, it can be benefited to how many person and in which way? So these are the 2 common questions that are coming up.
Well, I think the plasma therapy wale ki baat mein, how many people can benefit? I think it has been answered by the panelists already. So we take out 400 ml on an average plasma from a body, and we on an average transfuse the dosage is 200 ml per person per patient on an average. So a person who is donating can actually benefit 2 patients on a single plasma donation. If I'm right, Dr. Lalit.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
That's
right.
right. 2 people can be saved.
And regarding the government policy, yes, we are all सभी लोग त्रस्त हो चुके हैं policies से and जितनी भी चीजें आ रखी हैं. So we can only hope and we can only recommend, we can only suggest the government. It is a very good thing that present government is very active on social media. We need to create awareness. That is why that is the whole purpose of this webinar, to create an awareness and to push this thing forward to the government, also to the central government on Twitter and on various social media, so that at least the central government gets its eyes on this particular thing, that certain state governments are not allowing for plasma therapy, and they should also come forward for this. If that suffices, Dr. Kushal ji.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, एक question और था कि who all can donate the plasma? Is there any restriction regarding the age and hemoglobin status? Dr. Sandeep, I think you will be the best person to answer this.
Yeah, hemoglobin, all the criteria of whole blood donation will apply to this also.
Okay.
So 12.5, less than, or you can say 12.5 gram or more hemoglobin criteria, 55 kg weight is the criteria. अगर हम इसमें 400 ml से 450 ml प्लाज्मा ले रहे हैं, तो not less than 55 kg is the criteria for weight, and hemoglobin similar 12.5 gram per deciliter.
Sir, females के बारे में भी कुछ आया है कि कुछ restrictions हैं क्या? Can all the females be a donor?
No. All only nulliparous female. जिसके बच्चे हुए हैं.
जो भी लेडी अभी तक प्रेग्नेंट नहीं हुई है और 18 साल से अधिक की उम्र की हैं, वो लोग प्लाज्मा डोनर बन सकती हैं. जी हाँ सर.
65 साल तक दे सकते हैं, लेकिन क्या है कि 60 साल की उम्र के पहले तक एक बार भी अगर ब्लड डोनेट किए हैं तब वो 60 प्लस में डोनेशन के लिए एलिजिबल है, अदरवाइज नहीं.
ओके सर. सर, अगर पहले हम लोग ने ब्लड डोनेट किया हुआ है तब भी हम इसके लिए एलिजिबल हैं. फीमेल्स अगर जो 18 साल से ऊपर की है
पहले
जी. सर, मैक्सिमम एज के बारे में जो क्राइटेरिया आ रहा है कि व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम एज टिल व्हेन पर्सन कैन डोनेट प्लाज्मा?
18 to 65 years.
18 to 65 years is the
18 साल से 65 साल तक. लेकिन इसमें एक क्वेश्चन है कि जो पर्सन 60 ईयर के पहले अगर डोनेट कभी नहीं किया है तो वो 60 इयर्स के बाद नहीं कर सकते.
ओके सर.
मतलब 60 इयर्स के पहले एक बार वो कभी किए हैं तभी वो 60 प्लस में डोनेट कर सकते हैं.
Okay, sir. There is another question. When is the right time to seek for plasma in a patient? Dr. Devshankar Patel, sir. Dr. Devshankar, are you here? Dr. Devshankar?
Yeah, he's unmute, I think.
Hello.
Yes,
Hi.
yes, please. Hi. So there is a question from the audience. When is the right time to seek for plasma in a patient?
Early is the best, and how early? It's like whenever a patient gets admitted to hospital, the first target in early phase is that you attack the viremia phase. You decrease the viral load. You can do it two ways. Either you use antiviral or you can use plasma therapy. Okay. So it's and one more thing we do is we do a antibody titer of the patient. If he has already antibody titer, good antibody titer, then there is no need for plasma therapy. Okay. So it usually falls between day 5, day 4, day 5 to till day 10. After day 7, patients usually develops, but after day 10, usually we avoid.
So the best time, if I can gather, is between day 5 to day 7 is the best time to...
I would rather put it that way, that best before day 7, day 8, and we go up to maximum 10.
maximum.
Suppose patient, because when it started, it's very difficult to decipher. Okay. But as long as patient is with us and with symptoms, we try to start the plasma, try to process the plasma therapy.
So earlier the better, I would say, but I would furthermore reinforce this point that leave this decision to the treating doctor. I think he will be the best person to decide whether the patient actually needs the plasma, whether he'll actually benefit from the plasma or not, depending upon all the tests that he carries out on the patient.
Because we have to remember one thing, it's not a magic bullet. It's,
exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
It's one of the few therapy which we believe that, and we have some early data that it's helping out the patient. Definitely helping out the patient. How much we are yet to know.
Very right. Very. Dr. Lalit, would you like to add something to it? Please unmute, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes.
You see, as is clear from the discussion, the earlier the better. But unfortunately, the patients land up in hospital when they are already 7 or 8 days old with the infection and when complications set in. So it becomes a very difficult thing because you have to give plasma and the patient is come late. Sometimes we have to cross this 8, 9, 10 day limit and, give it just to ensure that whatever benefit you may get, it may be 5%, 10%, but then you are in a situation where you are salvaging a very difficult situation. So I guess we can't really lay down limits that 7 दिन तक करो उसके बाद में बेकार है या क्या है. In fact, in my wife's case, Dr. Ranjana, I think we gave her plasma on the 9th day. She got admitted on the 7th or 8th day when her oxygen started dropping and the fever was not responding to FabiFlu and treatment at home. And if you might be aware, Delhi government is encouraging home quarantine, and 80% of the people it will be successful, but in 20% of the people who will become ill, they get to know that they're going to be ill only after the 7th day or the 8th day. Till then, everybody is assuming that it may be a viral, milder infection. I don't know whether by doing an antibody test in, say, from day 4, 5, or 6, we can isolate such patients who are very severely ill. You really can't say.
Right, sir. Right. Very true. So we have a few more questions coming up in the chat box. Can plasma be transferred from one city to another if required? Well, it depends upon the how you transfer it, but it has to be transfused within a matter of 2 hours, as Dr. Sandeep already said. You must transfuse the plasma. Once it is out of the blood bank, it must be transfused within a gap of 2 to 3 hours. And another question from Riddhi Agarwal: can a female donate plasma during menstruation, or how many days after menstrual cycle? Dr. Sandeep Kumar, would you like to answer that? Dr. Sandeep Kumar, is there any limitation about donation while a female is having menstruation cycles?
Yeah, it is not advisable or not permitted to donate even the whole blood during the menstrual period, because it is causing lowering of the hemoglobin during that very time. And if you are doing the hemoglobin at that point of time, it will drop down further. So it is a temporary different type of criteria.
Okay, Dr. Sandeep sir, thank you so much. Thank you all the panelists. It was a wonderful discussion. Plasma, एक मोटा मोटी if I tell you कि plasma donation में सिर्फ plasma निकाल करके हम लोग कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ और सिर्फ plasma निकलता है, no red blood cells. Dr. Sandeep, you want to say something, please?
Yeah, I want to say something that this plasma therapy is not a standard way of treatment of the COVID-19. One thing, it comes under the name of investigational therapy. It is not a very standard mode of therapy. So लोग इसे ये ना समझे कि हम प्लाज्मा ले लेंगे, पेशेंट को प्लाज्मा मिल जाएगा तो जैसे ही बॉडी में प्लाज्मा ट्रांसफ्यूज होगा पेशेंट बेड पर से उतर के दौड़ने लगेगा. तो ये मिथ नहीं रहना चाहिए. ये जरूरी नहीं है कि हम प्लाज्मा देंगे तो प्लाज्मा देने के बाद मरीज हमारा एकदम चंगा हो जाएगा. ये नहीं हो सकता है. ये भी नहीं हो सकता है कि उसमें कुछ डेवलपमेंट अच्छी ना हो. ये भी हो सकता है. तो मरीज को ये आशा में ना लेकर कि हमारा प्लाज्मा गया और मरीज हॉस्पिटल से बाहर दौड़ते हुए आ जाएगा, ये नहीं हो. तो थोड़ी ये पेशेंट में एगोनी नहीं होना चाहिए, अटेंडेंट में एगोनी नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम प्लाज्मा के लिए इस ब्लड बैंक से उस ब्लड बैंक में दौड़ रहे हैं, इस ग्रुप से उस ग्रुप पे पोस्ट कर रहे हैं. तो एगोनी नहीं होना चाहिए और डिसीजन हमेशा ट्रीटिंग फिजिशियन पे छोड़ देना चाहिए. वो जब कहेंगे तब आप लाओगे. ये नहीं कि आप उन्हें परेशान करो कि आप प्लाज्मा मेरे मरीज को दे दो, ऐसा नहीं करेंगे.
वेरी ट्रू डॉक्टर संदीप सर. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात बताई आपने कि प्लाज्मा, जैसा कि कहा गया, मैजिक बुलेट नहीं है कि बस प्लाज्मा गए है और पेशेंट एकदम ठीक हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होने वाला है. Yes, it is experimental. Yes, it is working in few cases, given provided it is given at the right time and at the right place whenever diagnosed at the proper time. And that best decision for the transfusing plasma should be left to the treating doctor. Very true. I think that will conclude our discussion on the question answer session about plasma therapy. Thank you all the panelists, and over to you, Dr. Dhaval. Over to you, Dhaval, for further discussion, further proceedings. We have got multiple other participants also. We've got a very nice app. We'll be discussing more about it also, and we'll be having some experience sharing by the people who have recovered from COVID also. Dhaval, please go ahead.
In fact, I'll just request all the doctors to just stay because we have a very interesting thing coming up, which Dhaval and Abhishek has brought to us through two beautiful organizations. So, sir, your views also will be requested. So, just request the audience also just to stay and don't quit the session. Dhaval.
Thank you, Kushal. So, as Tabler Kushal just shared with us, so, a lot of plasma awareness programs have been happening, but the closure is not there. People don't know, even if they want to be a donor, because of the social stigma, people don't come ahead. So we have got a solution for that, wherein you can be in the closet and you can still be a donor. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. But now I would like to introduce हमारे बीच में RJ अरुंधति हैं, जो कि Big FM रेडियो चैनल पे आरजे हैं, और मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि बिग एफएम ने हम लोगों को बहुत ही अच्छा मीडिया सपोर्ट दिया है. इंटायर यूपी, बिग एफएम हैज गिवन अस वेरी गुड एयर कवरेज स्पॉट्स, एंड दे हैव हेल्प्ड अस टू क्रिएट अ लॉट ऑफ अवेयरनेस अबाउट प्लाज्मा डोनेशन. मैं बिग एफएम को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि आपने इतने अच्छे पहल में हमारा साथ दिया. मैं आरजे अरुंधति को इन्वाइट करना चाहूंगा कि आप प्लीज आएं और गैदरिंग को एड्रेस करें.
Thank you, Dhaval. Thank you so much. धवल सर, सबसे पहले तो मैं राउंड टेबल को थैंक यू कहना चाहूंगी। यहाँ जितने पैनलिस्ट है, जितने ऑडियंस है, फेसबुक पे हमें लोग देख रहे हैं, थैंक यू सो मच। क्योंकि ये जो वेबिनार है, यहाँ पे मैं क्या बोलूं, क्योंकि मेरे साथ इतने सारे एक्सपर्ट हैं, तो मेरे पास ऐसा कुछ सच कहने को नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ कुछ एक्सपीरियंस है जो मैं जरूर शेयर करना चाहूंगी आप लोगों के साथ में। कि जब हमने ये वेबिनार के लिए रेडियो को ऑन एयर ऐसा किया था, कहा था कि हाँ ऐसा कुछ वेबिनार करेंगे, तो लोगों का एक सवाल था, ब्लड डोनेशन के लिए तो लोग जागरूक हो रहे थे धीरे, विच इज वेरी गुड, कि इतना क्या बड़ा इशू है प्लाज्मा को लेकर, मिथ्स, हम यहाँ पे इसको एक वेबिनार करें, क्यों इतना समझना जरूरी है। तो बेसिकली इतना क्यों समझना जरूरी है, इस फेसबुक लाइव से, इस वेबिनार से हम सबको पता है कि अभी फिलहाल हमारे मेडिकल फील्ड में कोविड-19 जिससे हम इतना फाइट कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ एक ही थेरेपी, प्लाज्मा थेरेपी है, जिसके थ्रू हम हेल्प कर सकते हैं। कोविड-19 जो पेशेंट हैं, संक्रमित लोग हैं, उनको मदद कर सकते हैं। तो बेसिकली हमेशा ब्लड डोनेशन के लिए हम लोग एक दूसरे को मोटिवेट करते हैं, बहुत सारी बातें बोलते हैं, लेकिन अभी इस पैनल के थ्रू, इस पैनलिस्ट जो बताया हमें और इस वेबिनार में पता चल रहा है कि प्लाज्मा डोनेशन ना, वो भी बिल्कुल ब्लड डोनेशन से कहीं ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, और ज्यादा वो कहते हैं ना पुण्य का काम है। तो सबसे बड़ी बात है, हम इतने लाइफ सेव कर रहे हैं, विच इज कहते हैं ना कि लाइफ सेव करना, लाइफ सबसे बड़ी गिफ्ट होती है, लाइफ सेव कर रहे हैं हम इतने लोगों की, तो इससे बड़ा कोई एक वो नहीं हो सकता है। और जब हम मेरे एक्सपीरियंस में बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग आते हैं, बहुत सारी ऐसी स्टोरीज आती है हमारे रेडियो पर, ऐसी स्टोरीज आती हैं कि लोग डर रहे हैं प्लाज्मा डोनेट करने में, ऑब्वियसली उनके डर है, और इसीलिए ये वेबिनार रखा गया है। और मेरे ख्याल से आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये जो लाइव है, हम जो कुछ भी बातें कर रहे हैं, प्लीज इसको ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर कीजिए, क्योंकि अगर हमें ये फाइट जीतनी है तो हमें ये कम्युनिकेशन, ये सारा जो हम बात किया है हम सबने, इसको बहुत ज्यादा शेयर करने की जरूरत है। और मैं सबको यही कहना चाहती हूँ एक बार फिर से कि जो डर होता है ना, उसको आप अंदर से निकाल दीजिए, क्योंकि इतना सारा क्वेश्चन आंसर यहाँ पर हो चुका है। इन सबको ध्यान से सुनिए और एक दूसरे को बताइए। सबसे पहली बात तो ये जो आप लोग फेक न्यूज इधर से, कभी सोशल मीडिया से, कभी कुछ, ये जो एक दूसरे को भेजते रहते हैं, स्प्रेड करते रहते हैं, सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम वहीं से शुरू होती है। तो आप जो जानकारी ले रहे हैं, अगर आपको गलत जानकारी मिल रही है, अगर आपको ये लग रहा है कि अरे प्लाज्मा डोनेशन से मुझे ये हो सकता है, वो हो सकता है, तो आप सोशल मीडिया, पर सोशल मीडिया पर जो जानकारी होती है, ज्यादातर आप लोग के पास जो व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू आती है और ऐसे अननोन मैसेजेस सोर्स के थ्रू आती है, वो हमेशा गलत ही होती है, ज्यादातर गलत होती है, तो ट्रस्ट नहीं किया जा सकता। सोर्स क्या है, हम यहाँ डॉक्टर्स, यहाँ एक्सपर्ट हैं, उनसे जान रहे हैं, उनसे बात करें। तो बेसिकली आपको सही इंसान से सही जानकारी सुनने की जरूरत है, जानने की जरूरत है। तो ये जो एक मिथ बना हुआ है, मेरे ख्याल से इस वेबिनार के थ्रू हमने ब्रेक किया है। हमने रेडियो पर पूरे यूपी में और पूरे हर जगह हमने इस बात को स्प्रेड किया है। और मेरे ख्याल से जिस तरीके से ब्लड डोनेशन को लेकर बहुत बड़ी बात होती थी, लोग जागरूक करने की कोशिश करते थे, जो कि पहल जो है बहुत ज्यादा एक इनिशिएटिव हमने हर जगह से लिया था, तो ये काम आया है। बट नाउ अब बारी है प्लाज्मा डोनेशन पर बात करने की। तो मैं सबसे चाहूंगी कि आप लोग अपने आसपास, क्योंकि आप जितना अपने आसपास अपने परिवार के लोगों से, कई बार हमारे परिवार के लोग ही हमारे आसपास जो सोच होती है वही वो मिथ से घिरी रहती है। तो जरूरी नहीं हम दुनिया को सिखाएं, हम सबसे पहले अपने आसपास वालों को सिखाएं, क्योंकि ये कोशिश यही सबसे पहले रंग लाती है। जब हम दुनिया को सिखाने चलते हैं तो आप जिस पे सबसे ज्यादा ट्रस्ट करते हो उसकी बात मानते हो। कई बारी मैं रेडियो पे बोलती हूँ तो लोग मेरी बात सुनते हैं, उनको ट्रस्ट है मुझ पे, मुझे ऐसा लगता है वो मेरे अपने लिसनर्स हैं, मुझे रोज सुनते हैं, तो मैं उनको सही बातें बताती हूँ, क्योंकि उनको पता है कि जब मैं बोल रही होती हूँ तो मैं उनको सोर्स और सही सोर्स से ला के खबर दे रही होती हूँ। तो यही चीज अपनों के साथ भी होती है। जब हम आसपास अपने लोगों को, रिश्तेदारों को, अपने साथ जो जुड़ा उससे अगर हम कम्युनिकेट करना, ये सारे मिथ्स को के बारे में बातें करना शुरू करते थे, तो वो हम पे भरोसा करते हैं। यार ऐसे ही मिथ ब्रेक होता है। बहुत बड़ी क्रांति एक साथ नहीं आती है, बस क्रांति धीरे धीरे आती है, स्लोली आती है, और आपस में बात करने से आती है। बस फेक न्यूज से दूर रहिए और सही सोर्स जो है उस पर बिलीव कीजिए। थैंक यू सो मच धवल, एंड थैंक यू सो मच राउंड टेबल। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Arundhati. Now I would like to call upon my brother Abhishek Kapoor, the chairman of Bareilly Roundtable 45. I would like to just reiterate that this event is powered by Varanasi Roundtable 196 and Delhi Roundtable 45. Over to you, Abhishek, for the rest of the session.
Thanks, Dhaval. Uh, I would like to call upon the COVID warriors and with great happiness, I would like to invite Dr. Ranjana to please share her experience with us and how because she is a COVID survivor and she is a learned doctor also. So please, Dr. Ranjana, please.
Hi. You see, I had come across a few COVID patients in the month of June repeatedly, almost 5 patients I saw. And around 22nd of June, I realized that I have developed a different taste towards sweets. It was tasting bitter. And I realized that I'm going to get COVID. I was very sure, but my test turned out to be negative. So I was a bit relaxed. But 3 days later, I developed fever and cough and no breathlessness, nothing. But the next day, I turned out to be positive for COVID-19. And that was the time I was home quarantined and I was being treated by my husband at home. And I was given favipiravir, anticoagulants, and steroids. On day 8, we realized that in spite of antivirals, anticoagulants, and steroids, it is not helping me. My fever was going up and I was becoming breathless. And that was the time we took a decision that I have to be hospitalized and I was shifted to Max Hospital. The next day, I was given remdesivir, and the same evening, the consultant advised that I will be using plasma therapy as well. That was the time when Dhoond came to my rescue, and I would say that within few hours, two gentlemen, Mr. Vishwas Chaudhary and Sumit Gulati, they came to my rescue, and they had to come twice to Max Hospital to donate plasma. And I'm really thankful to them and to Dhoon.com. And I was given plasma on 6th of July. 6th of July. And on 7th, I realized that constriction in the chest, the breathlessness which I was having while talking after having food, that started decreasing. There was a massive, say, almost a decrease by 50% within 24 hours. After that, I was hospitalized, say, till day 15th of my illness and then discharged after that. And it was really helpful to me, and I would urge everybody that every possible donor, whoever is eligible for donation, should come forward and help this organization.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving this insight. That is very valuable, actually. And I would. There is one more survivor, COVID survivor, with us. He was a warrior. Sorry, it's our very own tabler, Shri from Varanasi. I would request Shri to please share his experience of COVID.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. I would like to thank each one of you to be a part of this great initiative taken by Roundtable India. So I was COVID positive on 22nd of June and discharged by 30th or 2nd of July. And so on 27th of August, I got a random call late in the evening by 7:30 p.m. by a stranger that he needs plasma for his 77-year-old patient. And I was in the middle of our roundtable meeting. I had to leave for the plasma donation, and by 9:30 I was on the plasma donation table or chair, whatever you can call it. So basically, I would like to give an experience that it is very, very similar to blood donation, very, very similar to platelet donation, which dengue fever you give to your relatives. There is no weakness, there is no kind of trauma, there is nothing to fear that you will be COVID again because you have antibody, so you will not have COVID mostly, I guess so. And there'll be, it's just a 40-45 minute session where you have to give your blood. The blood comes back to your body. The plasma is taken out by the machine automatically. It is a very plain, simple, routine business. You just have to give 1 hour of your time. I request each tabler who has undergone through this disease and has recovered to come forward. We have in our community, there are so many people who can easily come forward. The myth is simply to break it. We can do it. And the other people who are also in this session, please guys, come forward, donate plasma. There is nothing to fear. It is very simple routine business, like we donate blood or platelet. So I would like to thank the panelist here. And also, yes, I would like to share that I was in touch with the patient's relative, and he has recovered from 50 oxygen level. It has gone up to 95. It is due to the plasma or due to the God's grace, I don't know. But yes, I tried it, and I am feeling really happy that I could do something great in my life. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Shri. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Dr. Ranjana ma'am. I would like to welcome Advitya, who represents Dhoon.com, to share the idea that how we are recording the donors' data, plus and how we are helping this movement of arranging donors. Please, Advit, it's to you.
Hi, Abhishek. Advitya here from Dhoon.com.
Hi.
Thank you for having me here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. And thank you for the support that RTI is showing this initiative and the focus that it is giving to this initiative. We've all heard from the beginning of this webinar the situation on the ground realities, what is happening, and what we can do to help. I have a small presentation that I want to take you through, which talks about what is it that Dhoon does, and also to some extent why Dhoon does what it does. Before that, Shri, respect. I think we need more and more people like you. Shri, we are only a technology platform that facilitates the nobility that resides in people like you. So respect to you, and I'm going to take you through what we're doing beyond that. Am I able to share screen here?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Pratik, can you assist him, please?
I think I can.
Yeah, sure. You it's on. It's there. We can see the slide.
So essentially, Dhoon.com is a technology platform that connects potential donors with people who need it. We're a citizen-led initiative. I think all of us were tired of sitting on our backsides while all this was playing out in the world outside our homes. And I think that spurred us to join the ranks in this war against COVID. I have a small video which talks about a little bit about our own journey. I'll also put the link up on the chat so you can see it. But this really talks about where we're coming from. Tell me if you can't hear the audio on this.
Yeah, no audio.
No audio, please.
No audio?
Still no audio.
Okay, I'll just talk about it, that the person you saw on the screen was my father-in-law towards the end of May. And I'll put this link up in the chat so you can, see the story
Just
behind
remove
it.
the mic headphone. The sound will come.
Nahi, Dr. Saab, I think, I don't think that's the cause.
Just switch to a system audio if possible.
let me see what I can do.
I think on the Zoom you'll just need to use system audio.
Use audio.
Yeah.
यूज ऑडियो कहाँ पर है?
How do I get there?
Pratik, can you please guide Advik?
Why the presentation is not probably linked, or something is there some issue, because he's on a mic, so he should be able to hear it.
Advik, I hope you don't have any speaker or a headphone attached to your computer.
No, I don't.
Then ideally it should play the.
It's okay. Yeah, you can continue.
We should continue.
Yeah.
We'll put up the link. Essentially, the backstory is that we in end of May, my father-in-law was infected, and one thing led to another. He did then require plasma therapy. He was one of the early people who ICMR had allowed for as part of the clinical trial. And then, we started running around and looking for a donor. It took us about 5 days, and at that point in time, every second counts, which is why when he recovered, I think all of us felt that this is a problem that can be solved, and that's why we launched Doon.com. We've heard about plasma therapy since the morning, or since the beginning of the presentation. The numbers are going up quite dramatically. It was 83,000 yesterday. Today, the latest count it's crossed 90,000. We've looked at the statistics that Dr. Behr shared with us, and if you just do a back of the envelope calculation, it sounds like it's going to be required for at least 500,000 people, which is a very big problem to solve for. Obviously, there are challenges in the therapy itself, apart from the fact that it is a clinical trial. It's not a magic bullet, which we've been hearing over and over again. But there is a need for us to encourage donors to come out and educate them about the fact that A, they can save lives, and B, that it is safe. We do need to work through the supply chain itself, because storing plasma happens only in the situation where there is more plasma and there are more donors available than there are patients. At the moment, it's completely opposite. There are far more patients and far few donors, and that's what we need to work around. And there are those things that we need to solve for. Something that has inspired me, I think I mentioned this in the last time we spoke as well, is we know this gentleman on the screen who's been an inspiration to the entire nation, of course. But there are a few guiding thoughts which have held me in good stead throughout my life, and I think is what drives Doond as well. Doond is essentially a platform. It's a simple mobile website. Doond, everybody knows, means find, Doondo. There are two parts to the website. One is where a patient registers their needs, and one is where a donor registers their desire to save a life. We have a small team in every city that we operate in that checks the eligibility of both the donor as well as does a small verification on the patients. When we set this up, we worked with doctors to make sure that we've got the matching algorithm behind it working right. Obviously, you heard from the presentation earlier as well. There is a matching of blood group. We need to make sure the location is close enough, and so on. We went live in middle of June. So it's been about 8-9 weeks. Since then, over 8,000 patients have registered across 7 states. We've got more than 1,000 units of plasma that have been donated through the system. We've been partnering with like-minded people throughout. The Asian Medical Student Association helps us with running the operations in some of the cities that we don't have a presence in. We've been working with the other initiatives around the country to get the word out. I am extremely grateful that Abhishek reached out from Roundtable and said we want to help this cause. I think that this will amplify a lot of what we're doing. Today, we estimate that more than 60% of the people across across the nation that require plasma actually register on Doon.com. So that's a big responsibility that we have. You can see how the numbers have been going up and how the trend is. And unfortunately, in the last few days, we were hoping it would start coming down, but it started going up again, which means that a lot of work needs to be done on mobilizing donors and encouraging them to come forward and save lives. Obviously, we're doing campaigns. The largest piece is around donor. We've just launched a Be Like campaign. It's called the Be Like campaign, which is essentially a campaign to celebrate the donors that come out. Like I said, people like Shri who have come out, we want to put them up on a pedestal and make sure that the world knows that these people look like you and me. They're normal, but they actually are heroes and are lifesavers. And obviously, we have a small team that's working with the medical ecosystem as well. And as we're upgrading our technology keeps upgrading and keeping pace as well. What we're doing with Roundtable India, you would already be aware that there is now a specific section for Roundtable India on the Doon website. We have also been talking about creating a separate microsite for RTI, where people such as the people on this call and other people that you are associated with, should they want to engage more as volunteers in the initiative and do some of the back-end work as well, that can be done as well. I think RJ Arun Datti said this is how a movement starts, and I always believe ek se bhale do se bhale char. So the more people that we can get in and making this work faster and smoother, the faster we can solve this problem. We've kicked off campaigns which I think start on the 10th, and once all of this is streamlined, as soon as within the next couple of weeks, we should take this nationally. That's essentially what Doon does. The people behind Doon, of course, you see me on the screen. I have a different day job, but this is what I do. Mukul, who runs tech, the other co-founder, is one of the leading tech people in India and UK. Kanupriya, who also happens to be my wife, is the operations lead. She makes sure that we are able to do as much as we can. So between the three of us and a great team of volunteers, I want to give a shout out to some of the volunteers who are also on the call, by the way, on the amazing work that they're doing and trying to save as many lives as we can. That's essentially it from me. Abhishek, I'll be happy to take any questions from the group.
In fact, I'll take the privilege to thank both Doon as well as Blood Connect for whatever technical help that both are giving to us. As rightly said by Advait, that we want that in each city where the traffic is increasing, especially in Varanasi, Lucknow, Bareilly, we should have a separate link so that we can help out more and more people and can directly give that, you can directly register on a single platform, so they also feel easy that that the help would be immediate to us. Otherwise, thank you for being associated with us, and a wonderful job by the entire team.
Thank you, Kushal. Pleasure is all ours, and I look forward to saving lives with you guys.
Thank you, Adit, and thank you, Kushal bhai. Thank you, Advait, for sharing the insights, which is actually very necessary right now. And Dr. Abhinav, you're there with us?
Yes, I'm very much here.
Yeah. Dr. Abhinav, you were willing to, there is someone who is willing to ask a question, I suppose. Dr. Rajesh.
So we've got Mr. Rajesh Gupta here. So he is the Chief Blood Donation Coordinator for the entire district for Rotary. And he's also associated with BNI. Rajesh Gupta ji, आप हैं?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Abhishek,
आप कुछ कहना भी चाहेंगे?
Please put the focus on Mr. Rajesh Gupta.
कुछ कहना चाहेंगे इसके बारे में? कुछ सजेशंस हैं आपके? मतलब चूंकि आप काफी दिनों से इसके बारे में जुड़े हुए हैं ब्लड डोनेशन से, आपने काफी काम किया हुआ है बनारस में एंड सराउंडिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में, बहुत लोगों की मदद की हुई है जब उनकी जरूरत पड़ी। आपका काफी लंबा एक्सपीरियंस रहा हुआ है इसमें, कुछ शेयर करें इसके बारे में।
पहले तो मैं सबको, खासतौर से आरटीआई की टीम को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि एक बहुत सिस्टमेटिक तरीके से काम किया जा रहा है। देन आफ्टर डॉक्टर संदीप जी हैं यहाँ पे जो बेचू के ब्लड बैंक के हेड हैं, और डॉक्टर साहब आपने खुद बोला भी कि ब्लड डोनेशन के क्षेत्र में हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। मेरा एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है कि जैसे लोगों का डर ये है कि हम जाएंगे प्लाज्मा डोनेशन करेंगे तो हम कमजोर हो जाएंगे, पहली बात। और दूसरी बात ये आ रही है कि जो आदमी आज तक ब्लड डोनेशन नहीं किया है उससे हम डायरेक्ट प्लाज्मा डोनेशन की बात कर रहे हैं। तो इस पे हमें काम करने की जरूरत है, और हमने इसके लिए एक पॉइंट टू पॉइंट हमारे सीएमओ डॉक्टर वीवी सिंह जी से भी बात हो रही है कि जो पेशेंट एट ए टाइम हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट है उसको वहीं से काउंसलिंग शुरू की जाए कि आप जब ठीक होगे तो आप प्लाज्मा दोगे, और प्लाज्मा दोगे तो और 2 लोगों की आप जान बचा सकते हो। क्योंकि जो लोग यहाँ से घर चले जा रहे हैं वो वापस नहीं मुड़ के आना चाहते हैं। और इसके लिए मैंने एक सजेशन भी हमने दिया था डॉक्टर साहब को कि एक छोटी सी वीडियो क्लिप ऐसी बने कि जो आदमी पहले संक्रमित है उसने प्लाज्मा डोनेट किया, वो प्लाज्मा किसी लेवल 3 व्यक्ति को चढ़ा और वो ठीक हो गया, तो उसका वर्जन और जिसने प्लाज्मा दिया उसका वर्जन का एक मिनट की क्लिप अगर बन जाती है, और वो क्लिप अगर हम जो भी कोविड के हॉस्पिटल के जो स्क्रीन है अगर हम उस पर उसको दिखाते हैं तो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली बहुत लोग उसे अपना माइंड सेट करेंगे कि अरे यार कुछ नहीं होता है, प्लाज्मा तो हम भी दे सकते हैं जाके। और इस पे हमें काम करने की जरूरत है। बस बेसिकली मैं खासतौर से डॉक्टर आशुतोष अग्रवाल जी को और डॉक्टर संदीप जी को और धवल भाई को विशेष धन्यवाद दूंगा, क्योंकि धवल भाई क्योंकि हम आज पहली बार फेस टू फेस हो रहे हैं, वो भी वर्चुअल हो रहे हैं। लेकिन धवल भाई आप कभी भी हमें फोन करिए, हम 24 आवर्स आपको मिलेंगे, और जो भी हमारे से मदद हो सकती है, हमारी रोटरी से मदद हो सकती है, और हमारी जो अपनी संस्था है काशी रक्तदान कुंभ, उससे हम पूरी तरीके से आपके साथ लग के काम करने के लिए तैयार हैं। थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद राजेश जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद राजेश जी, आपने बहुत बेसिक लेवल से सारी चीजें बताई हैं, और जिस तरीके से लोगों को कंफ्यूजन भी है बेसिक लेवल पे भी, वो भी बहुत अच्छे से बताया। थैंक यू।
Mr. Ishan Tulsian from Marwadi Yuva Manch, Kashi Shiva, I think he wants to ask a question.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम ईशान तुलसियान है। I am ex-president of Marwadi Yuva Manch Kashi Shiva. First of all, sorry for joining late as I was driving. I would like to thank personally Rotary Club, Roundtable India and other clubs, especially the Roundtable of India. हम लोग आज के डेट में we have since I have also came across COVID and got recovered in July 10th. So personally, since अभी प्लाज्मा की requirements बहुत आ रही हैं, तो we are trying to cater the needs of plasma on our personal level. I would personally like to thank our secretary Shri Agarwal Bhaiya also, who also came forward to donate plasma on my request to the needy. I have a question to ask sir कि अगर एक specific blood group वो specific blood group से ही plasma ले सकता है क्या? For example अगर B positive किसी recipient है plasma का तो he can receive blood from a specific blood group or any of the blood groups. Can he receive the plasma from B positive only, or he can receive it from any other blood group also?
Sandeep Kumar, are you there? Sandeep Kumar, please.
Yeah, plasma is ABO specific. अगर वो ए ग्रुप है तो उसको ए ग्रुप चलेगा, ए पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव आरएच का इसमें कोई रोल नहीं है. सो एबीओ स्पेसिफिक. अब कुछ जैसे एबी ब्लड ग्रुप है तो वो किसी को भी दे सकता है और वो किसी से भी ले सकता है. दिस इज अ थियोरेटिकल, प्रैक्टिकल टू अ सब एक्सटेंट. लेकिन हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं कि ग्रुप एबीओ ग्रुप स्पेसिफिक दे. ए की जरूरत है ए, बी की जरूरत है बी. पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव डजंट मैटर.
I think that suffices your query, Ishan. Another question is there from Delzine Vankar. Can we donate blood after plasma donation? Well, of course you think. Yes, sir?
Yeah. Yes. After plasma donation, he can donate the blood. Second plasma donation after 15 days. But blood donation after second donate after 72 hours.
Very true. So we can donate blood after 72 hours of plasma donation. But for second episode of plasma donation, you need to wait for at least 15 days after your first plasma donation.
I have a question. डॉक्टर साहब, मेरा ये पूछना है कि जैसे शायद अभी सारे शहरों में प्लाज्मा को स्टोर करने के लिए प्लाज्मा बैंक्स शायद सब जगह अभी नहीं उपलब्ध हैं, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग. अभी धीरे धीरे बन रहे हैं, राइट? तो क्या ब्लड बैंक और प्लाज्मा बैंक अलग अलग होता है या ब्लड बैंक में ही प्लाज्मा भी स्टोर किया जा सकता है? पहली चीज. दूसरी चीज कि क्या प्लाज्मा को क्या हम लोग कोविड क्योर्ड पेशेंट से पहले से प्लाज्मा ले करके स्टोर करके और जब जरूरत पड़े तब पेशेंट को दे सकते हैं, या फिर जिस समय जिस पेशेंट को जरूरत है उसी समय उनके ब्लड ग्रुप के प्लाज्मा को की जरूरत हम लोगों को, मतलब तभी हम लोगों को बुलवाना पड़ता है? मतलब क्या प्रोसीजर उसका होता है?
देखिए, आपका इसमें दो क्वेश्चन है
जी.
प्लाज्मा बैंक इज नॉट अ सेपरेट एंटिटी. जो भी ब्लड बैंक में कंपोनेंट सेपरेशन की फैसिलिटी है, मतलब कि जो ब्लड बैंक एक बार होल ब्लड लेता है और उसको प्लाज्मा, प्लेटलेट और आरबीसी बनाकर रखता है, वो कोई भी ब्लड बैंक कैन स्टार्ट द प्लाज्मा फेरेसिस. एंड जहां तक बात है स्टोरेज की, तो सारे ब्लड बैंक में आरबीसी ब्लड बैंक है, प्लेटलेट ब्लड बैंक है, प्लाज्मा ब्लड बैंक है. ये तीनों चीजों को मिलाकर ये ब्लड बैंक बना. तो ये एक नई एंटिटी जो आई है मार्केट में, प्लाज्मा ब्लड बैंक, प्लाज्मा बैंक. दिस इज नथिंग न्यू. जहां भी कंपोनेंट सेपरेशन हो रहा है वहां प्लाज्मा बैंक ऑलरेडी है. ये नहीं कि आज वो बन रहा है, और इसके लिए अलग से कोई हमें लाइसेंस की जरूरत नहीं होती, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी उनके पास लाइसेंस है.
ओके.
अब रही बात कि हमें, अब जैसे आरबीसी हम लोग रखते हैं कि किसी भी ब्लड ग्रुप का आरबीसी मेरे पास पड़ा हुआ है, अगर किसी भी ग्रुप की रिक्वायरमेंट है तो डोनर किसी भी ग्रुप का आया हो उसको एक्सचेंज कर मिल जाती है. अगर हमारे ब्लड बैंक में सारे ग्रुप के प्लाज्मा अवेलेबल होंगे तो मैं ये कर सकता हूँ कि भाई वो किसी भी ग्रुप का डोनर आया या नहीं भी डोनर आया तो डीडी को हम इशू कर सकते हैं. ये बात यही हो जाएगी कि जब आग लगी तो कुआं खोदे.
हाँ, राइट.
तो हमें आग का इंतजार नहीं करना है, हमें कुआं बनाकर रखना है.
राइट.
तो संदीप, तो आप ये सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि वी शुड प्लाज्मा डोनेट, जिनके भी लोगों को मोटिवेट करा करके अर्ली प्लाज्मा डोनेट करा के रख लेना चाहिए, जो भी कोविड पेशेंट के रिकवर्ड पेशेंट्स हैं, वी शुड स्टार्ट दैट,
Yes.
डू नॉट वेट कि कोई पेशेंट निकले, उसको जरूरत पड़े तब हम डोनेट करा रहे हैं, उसका वेट नहीं होना चाहिए। ऑलरेडी एक पूल ऑफ ब्लड,
मैं
पूल ऑफ प्लाज्मा हमारे पास रेडी होना चाहिए।
यस, मैं तो ये कर रहा हूँ कि मेरे पास जितने भी रिकवर्ड पेशेंट हैं उनका एक लिस्ट है, नियर अबाउट मोर देन 300 और लाइक दैट, और मैं एक लोगों को वो लिस्ट दे चुका हूँ और वो डेली उसको फोन कॉल करते रहता है और उनको बुलाते हैं, वो आते हैं, हमारे यहाँ सैंपल देते हैं, सैंपल का हम स्क्रीनिंग करते हैं और स्क्रीनिंग में अगर वो क्वालिफाई करते तो उनको बुलाकर डोनेट करवाकर मैं रख लेता हूँ। और जैसे ही रिक्वेजिशन आता है मैं बोलता हूँ ठीक है आप डोनर ले आओ, नहीं है तो कोई नहीं, मेरे यहाँ से ले जाओ,
जिसको हम लोग एक्सचेंज डोनेशन कहते हैं, एक्सचेंज ट्रांसफ्यूजन कहते हैं।
एक्सचेंज। अगर लेकिन ये भी जरूरी है ना, होल ब्लड के लिए तो डोनर मिलते ही नहीं है, आप प्लाज्मा के लिए कहाँ से लाओगे?
मैं डॉक्टर संदीप कुमार, आपने बहुत अच्छी चीज का जिक्र किया। मैं इसी बीच में आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं bloodconnect.org की संस्था से कुछ लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, जैसे मिस्टर नासू साहब हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, दीपक गोयल जी जुड़े हुए हैं। bloodconnect.org एक नेशनल इंडिया लेवल की संस्था है जो जिनसे राउंड टेबल इंडिया का अब नेशनल टाई अप भी हो गया है, और आगे आपको कभी भी ब्लड की जरूरत होगी तो राउंड टेबल की तरफ से हम लोग ब्लड कनेक्ट के साथ आपको जोड़ करके आगे आने वाले समय में, क्योंकि अभी फ्लड्स आने वाले हैं, डेंगू आने वाला है, तो हम लोग और भी प्रोजेक्ट्स इनके साथ प्लान कर रहे हैं। तो मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि राउंड टेबल की तरफ से ब्लड का आपको ब्लड डोनर्स लाने के लिए हम लोग काफी प्रयास कर सकते हैं, काफी मदद कर सकते हैं, और मैं पूरा अपनी तरफ से आपको कमिटमेंट देता हूं कि हम लोग इसके लिए मिलकर काम करेंगे आपके साथ।
थैंक यू।
नासुर साहब जी अगर आप ऑनलाइन हो, या दीपक जी अगर आप ऑनलाइन हो, तो हम लोग आपसे भी 2 मिनट ब्लड कनेक्ट के बारे में सुनना चाहेंगे। प्रतीक प्लीज मेक मिस्टर नासुर साहब एज द अच्छा आशुतोष को प्रतीक प्लीज पुट द स्पॉटलाइट ऑन मिस्टर नासुर साहब। नासुर जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही, आप म्यूट पे हैं।
Am I audible now?
जी, yes, please.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank Round Table India and all the panelist members and the renowned doctors who have given such a wonderful session over here. Regarding our organization, Blood Connect, we have started from 2010 in Delhi, and over the past 10 years, we have done camps all over India, PAN, and for the last 2 months, we are dealing with plasma donation as well. So I'm not saying that we are able to solve each and every cases, but still out of the 10 cases, we are able to provide 6 donors out of the 10 cases. So still we are working out all over India with 250 volunteers in the plasma donation field as well as in blood donation. My one query with the renowned doctors over here, although I got the session was quite fruitful, I just have one query. I got a call yesterday late night, and a person is telling that he need a plasma of O positive, but the hospital is not providing any document to the patient. So is it feasible to provide donor to such cases when we don't have any slip from the hospital? Moreover, another case came to us that we need only B negative donor, as Dr. Sandeep Kumar sir has said that we don't have to be positive or negative, any B will work. So one case came around with B negative, but I was able to provide B positive donor, but the hospital did not take B positive donor. So I'm just confused. Is it that we need to provide specific blood group and not B? Am I clear?
Yeah, should I answer? I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, just to clarify positive and negative, I want to say one thing. RH stand for RH positive and RH negative. if a patient is requiring RBC, RBC antibody antigen lies on the RH antigen lies on the RBC. But in case of plasma, we do not have any RBC. So there is no question of RH positive or negative. So we have to use ABO specific, not RH specific. Second thing, if a patient is requiring any plasma or any product, blood product or anything, the patient should have requisition from the treating physician. So without requisition and blood sample of the patient, no blood bank will issue any blood product, not only the plasma, convalescent plasma. So patient attendant will need the requisition and patient sample, blood sample for grouping and cross matching.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anything?
Sandeep, thank you, Dr. Sandeep, for clarification. And
are there any other quick questions? We have only 7 minutes to end the session. If anyone has a quick question, I think somebody was raising a hand. Was it Mr. Rajesh Gupta ji?
हाँ, एक्चुअली मुझे एक चीज़ और कहनी थी। हम लोग तो वर्चुअल काम कर रहे हैं। बनारस में मैं धवल भाई से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि एक जो अपने यहाँ के जितने भी ब्लड डोनेशन की टीम है, हर एनजीओ से एक पर्सन को एक बार आप इकट्ठा करिए एक जगह, और सबके पास डोनर हैं, सबके पास रिक्वायरमेंट भी है कि हमको प्लाज्मा चाहिए, और उनके पास ऑलरेडी कोविड योद्धा भी हैं। तो अगर वो एक जगह कंपाइल कर लेते हैं तो हमें लगता है कि हम लोग और इजी गोइंग में बनारस में सर्विस दे सकते हैं। तो इस पे प्लीज आप फोकस करिए प्लीज।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आपने बहुत अच्छी बात कही राजेश जी। मेरे ख्याल से हम लोग इस वेबिनार के बाद कनेक्ट करेंगे और जितने भी संस्थाएं हैं सबके जो डिग्निटरीज हैं उनको हम लोग मिला करके एक ऐसा कोई प्लेटफॉर्म बना लेंगे कि कभी भी किसी को ब्लड की जरूरत पड़े तो उन डिग्निटरीज को हम लोग फ्लोट कर सके रिक्वायरमेंट, एंड थ्रू देम वी कैन लुक फॉर द डोनर्स, राइट? So now I would like to hand over the session to our area chairman, Tabler Khushal Bhargav. Khushal bhai, please address the gathering, and so that we can close the session well on time.
Guys, thank you very much to each and everyone. I have floods of messages, and there were people from Delhi Rotary, who was a past district chairperson, Mrs. Nisha, who is in US right now, and she has praised a lot. Thank you all the doctors, Dr. Sandeep, and all other panelists, Dr. Dev, Dr. Our very own Tabler Abhinav, who has very well moderated the session. All the dignitaries of other clubs in the Marwari Club, the Yuva Manch and Rotary Club of Varanasi, Lucknow. There was one media persons from many media houses. Our tablers, circlers, chairperson Megha, past chairperson Shraddha for joining in, and it was really wonderful to have you all. And I think the spark is created to burst the myth, and it is the youngsters like us and the fusion of the learned people like doctors and other association who can create a difference and a mark in the society. From our side, today was the one thing that started from UP to Pan India, and I hope that everyone who got this message and been recorded will have a keen, can hear this and can take many lessons from it, that it's just a myth, nothing can happen. In fact, you are just giving a life to another person and you are making a society healthy one. और मुझे बस एक ही चीज सिखाई गई बचपन से कि अगर डर को डर से मारें तो जीत बहुत सुंदर और अच्छी होती है, और ये उसकी पहल थी. तो थैंक यू वेरी मच BRD 45 196 both the lady circle for joining us and making this a success one. and I hope that it will continue, and all the hospitals, blood banks of various cities definitely going to benefit from this. Abhishek, over to you for vote of thanks, please.
Thank you, Kushal bhai. It have been a great learning for all of us, and I would like to thank Dr. Abhinav, who have conducted the webinar with such a great flow. And greetings for the day. With the bottom of our heart, we would like to express our gratitude to the panelists, all the doctors, Dr. S.S. Vera, Dr. Lalit, Dr. Ranjana, G to join, Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Alok, for being there with RTI initiative, Donate Plasma, Save Lives, which is highly informative, which have been converted into a very highly informative for all of us. It's a boost to our morale that so many persons across country have registered for the cause, and on our online platforms. It gives us confidence for the future to explore the left apart areas, avenues. For that, we thank you all for that. And we feel pride in being associated with both Dhoond.com and Blood Connect. They have been able to address exactly what is needed in this need of the hour. And I would like to thank my co-chairman Dhaval, as he had been planning so well, and he have conducted all the planning phases for the webinar, sorry. And but last but not the least, I would like to thank our own very own tabler Kushal Bhargav, our area chairman, who is himself related to a medical field and has taken this initiative to all India level. And in the last, I would also like to say we are not going to stop over here at VRT 45. And in fact, I know with VRT 196 also, we are going to take all the measures to promote this thing, to motivate donors. And in fact, Roundtable India have taken this initiative. It's all because of Kushal bhai, and it's because of his motivation. Thank you all. Please, I would in the last, I would like to just remind everyone, please everyone, do register yourself so that we can send the certificates for the session. It's in the chat. The registration has been registration link has been provided.
Thank you, everybody. We would like to close the session now. Thanks again.